Welcome to Jurassic Reviews. On this episode, I wanted to give you guys another tour of my Jurassic Park collection. It's been about 2 years since my last collection tour video, so I think enough has changed to warrant a new tour. There will be some things that are the same, but there's quite a bit of new things as well. Before we begin, I just want to give a brief channel update. I wanted to thank everyone who has stuck with me over the years, through my ups and downs of uploading consistently. There's a few of you I am familiar with, and I love every time you guys turn up in the comments. You know who you are. Also, thanks to all the new subscribers. I hope you guys enjoy more of these videos going forward. I am finally in a good place where I can upload at least once or twice a week, so that'll be my goal, along with some YouTube shorts. One last thing, if and when I someday hit 10,000 subscribers, I plan on doing another review of the Red Rex. It was my first video on YouTube 5 years ago, and it'd be fun to see how much things have changed since I started. I know my style and overall presentation has changed a bit, so it'd be cool to redo that video the way I currently make them. Also, at the end of the video, leave a comment below with your favorite figure you spot, or just favorite figure in general, and any personal connections you may have. I've brought up my box Red Rex as a gift from my dad, and my original Lost World Thrasher was from my mom from Christmas in 1997. So I'd like to hear any of your stories if you're willing to share. Okay, on to the collection tour. Starting outside the collection room, it's largely the same stuff. On the staircase, there's a Jurassic Park ornament, as well as the Mondo mug and a few Universal theme park ones. And over on my desk, I have the Hammond Collection T-Rex. This is the one I use for comparisons and videos. I have two unopened. This one was meant to be the one I kept in the box, but when it arrived in the mail, the box was crushed. So you'll see the other Hammond Collection Rex later. I also have a few really nice copies of the Jurassic Park novels displayed here. I sort of went through a weird phase where I was collecting different versions of the book. You'll see a bunch here shortly. When you first enter the collection room, you'll first see my Godzilla collection. For those who are into my videos on that stuff, I'll also be doing a new collection video on that as well, probably right before G-Fest. While the majority here is Godzilla related things, there is also some Jurassic Park things to be found. The first is this large Chronicle Collectibles Baby Blue. I think this is one of the best things Chronicle ever put out before they went out of business. And it's definitely one of the largest things in my collection, and is a really eye-catching thing when you first walk in here. And here's the other books I mentioned. I just have them all in this container for now. Now we turn and see the bulk of the collection. First, we are going to turn to the left and go to the two large shelves that are connected to the Godzilla side. There's a bunch of new things here. First, let's start on this shelf. On the top, there are a few Mattel figures, including some of the large sauropods like the Legacy Collection Brachiosaurus and the more recent one released for Dominion. There is also the Apatosaurus. On this shelf as well as the Mondo puzzle, and I believe my inbox Ceratosaurus is buried somewhere in the back. Moving one shelf down is one of the most expensive shelves in the collection. On the right, there's a sort of focal point and holy grail of the collection, the Omega T-Rex. This is perhaps the rarest released Jurassic Park toy out there, and this one is in great shape. My brother and I got this last year, and at the same time we picked up a lot of other vintage stuff. We're still debating on whether or not we're going to have it graded. These things just never pop up anymore, so we don't really want anything to happen to it. And in front of it is the Legacy Collection Roland and the 1999 Velociraptor. Moving to the left, there's a bunch of loose Mattel, including some Hammond Collection figures like the T-Rex. There's also the Chronicle Collectibles Velociraptor Resonating Chamber from Jurassic Park 3. And of course, next to the Omega, in the back, is the Lost World Bull T-Rex, still in its packaging. To the left of the Bull T-Rex is the AFA graded Jurassic Park Series 2 Skinner. I bought this 4 or 5 years ago for a pretty low price, and I believe it's graded a 90. Moving one shelf down, you'll first see a mix of Kenner and Mattel stuff, the Mattel stuff being some Amber Collection figures. I love the Hammond Collection, but I kind of wish they would have kept this line as well. In the back against the wall is the two Camo Extreme figures, the Night Raptor and the Arctic T-Rex. The T-Rex I got from G-Fest in Chicago a few years ago, for only $20, which is a great deal for one of these things. In the middle is some 1999 Jurassic Park Dinosaurs figures, and on the wall is the Lost World Young T-Rex, a figure we got in a large toy haul last year. Next to that is two more figures from that haul, an Alpha Raptor from Jurassic Park 3 that is a Hasbro standard, so on the back of it you'd see the green Hasbro standard paper. And next to that is the Series 2 Utah Raptor, In front of them is the awesome Chronicle Collectibles Crash McCurry Baby Velociraptors. I got this set when they were on clearance for a really low price, and I just absolutely love them. This is another one of the best things Chronicle Collectibles produced. To the right of them is a carded Jurassic Park Series 1 Velociraptor. Another shelf down, you'll see more figures from our toy haul last year. First is the electronic Velociraptor from the Lost World, and the Dino Tracker set. In front of them is the Lost World Baryonyx and Ludlow. In the middle is two more Jurassic Park Dinosaurs figures, and the Net Trapper from the Lost World, one of our few vehicles at the moment. To the left of them is three electronic Jurassic Park Dinosaurs figures. Behind them is one of our three box Thrasher T-Rexes. This one is probably in the best shape of the three. On the bottom shelf is a ton of Mattel Jurassic World figures, mainly from Dino Rivals. There's some rare stuff in here, including the Dimetrodon. This shelf is sort of destined for storage soon, as we really want to focus more on keeping vintage on display, as far as box figures. There's some more Mattel stuff, including a few Hammond Collection figures, like Ellie and Ray Arnold. And then there's a mix of open dinosaurs from Hasbro, Mattel, and Kenner. There's also a box Brachiosaurus that was released for Dominion. Moving a little over, there's a Pteranodon from the 1999 line, and some more Mattel, including the more recent 93 Classic Ford Explorer set, based on the cancelled Series 2 Kenner figures. On the shelf above is a good amount of awesome Lost World stuff, including some CAS graded figures. The first is the Lost World Series 2 Ornithosuchus, which is graded an 85+. I had this figure for years, but sent it in last year to CAS for grading, as I felt it was in pretty good shape. Next to it is the Lost World Dilophosaurus, and behind it another one of the box Thrasher T-Rexes. Standing in the middle is my Chaos Effect Thrasher T-Rex, and a Lost World Utah Raptor, as well as Mattel's Ford Explorer, with Lex and Tim inside. To the left of them is more CAS graded figures from last year, which include the super rare Series 2 Nick Van Owen, the Utah Raptor, and a Sarah Harding miscard, having the name on the card saying Velociraptor instead of Sarah Harding. This might be one of the only one of these out there. Moving another shelf up is a bunch of open figures from both Mattel and Kenner. Looking at it, it's really heavy with Stegosaurus figures, featuring the 99 ones, a Mattel one, and the Lost World one. Also, try and catch how many Cyclops Raptors you see in this video. We have more of this figure than any other, and they are scattered around all over the place. On the end here, you can also see the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Ray Arnold and the Raptor set, based on the scene that didn't make it into the film. Moving another shelf up is one of the grails of the collection, the Jurassic Park Series 2 Demon Carnotaurus. I got this figure a few years ago from a friend, and last year I had it graded by CIS, grading an 80+. It's one of my most prized figures in the collection, and something I am so glad I was able to add. And right next to it is a more recent addition, the Series 2 Young T-Rex. Arguably an even rarer figure than the Demon. And I gotta say, the Series 2 packaging with the light blue is my favorite. And these two look so good next to each other. To the left of them are more Kenner figures from both the Lost World and Chaos Effect. This Stegosaurus was one of the first figures that we got that we kept sealed. We probably got it off eBay all the way back in 2004 or 2005. And at the end is some more Mattel stuff. On the top shelf is even more Mattel, including the gigantic Dreadnoughtus and the Hammond Collection Brachiosaurus. On the other side, you can also see the Hammond Collection Carnotaurus that I use in my videos and photography on Instagram, and the San Diego Comic-Con Henry Wu with Mr. DNA. On the other side of this shelf, you can see even more figures, including another big one in the Hasbro Jurassic Park 3 Animatronic Spinosaurus. This particular one I purchased about 10 years ago, and is the rare white teeth variant. The majority of these came with the more golden looking teeth. There's also some more open figures here, including the newly released Hammond Collection Therizinosaurus. On each end of the shelf is a Series 1 figure, with the left side being the electronic Velociraptor and the right side being the electronic Dilophosaurus. One shelf lower, you'll see one of the 30th anniversary LEGO sets, and a mix of Mattel things, including the Hammond Collection Irritator and the now very rare Ceratosaurus. There's also the T-Rex Breakout LEGO set that I put together. I also still have one of these unopened. Now let's move to where the bulk of the collection is, on the other side of the room. Starting with this smaller shelf, up top we can see one of my command compounds, with a few humans around it, and the Mattel Dimetrodon. Moving down, this shelf has a lot of my miscellaneous stuff. This shelf has some McDonald's fry boxes, which were the dino size, the equivalent of supersized fries they used to have. There's also a McDonald's promotional uniform with a shirt and hat. Other things here include some candy, a Jurassic Park playset thing, and an old Jurassic Park Institute shirt. Moving one shelf down, there's a bunch more candy from 1993 that I do not recommend eating, as well as some cookies. There's also some legit cool looking markers and pencils, as well as a watch. The last shelf includes more like this, with a few Jurassic World things and these Lost World Burger King cups. Almost forgot to mention, I have this huge stuffed animal Blue. Okay, now we're moving on to another larger shelf in the middle. Starting at the bottom, it's mostly more Mattel figures. Again, these ones are probably going to end up in storage at some point. Moving one shelf up, we have a mix of Kenner, Hasbro, and Mattel box figures. The Mattel stuff include the Legacy Collection Brachiosaurus and a bunch of Snap Squad figures. You can also see my Hasbro Camo Extreme Canyon Rex here. To the left of that, you'll see my sealed Red Rex, and next to it, the young T-Rex. In front of both of them is a mix of Series 1 and Series 2 humans that I purchased cases for, as well as the German release of the electronic Velociraptor and the Series 2 Velociraptor. On the next shelf up, I have a boxed Lost World Chasmosaurus, and next to it, another boxed Thrasher T-Rex. This was the first in-box Thrasher we got for our collection a few years ago. In front of them is an AFA graded Dr. Snare, which is an 85 grade. Next to Dr. Snare is some material for a couple Jurassic Park video games, like the strategy guides for Warpath Jurassic Park and Operation Genesis, and a marketing brochure for Warpath. Following that, there's a few carded figures, including the Raptor Alpha from Chaos Effect, and a Lost World Ajay. This particular Ajay is box fresh, in that it was never displayed on store shelves. Behind them are our two larger Jurassic Park Dinosaurs figures from 1999, the T-Rex and the Stegosaurus. On the main shelf with the When the Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth banner, I have a bunch of Thrasher T-Rexes. I think two of these were from the Great Ohio Toy Show. And there's a Lost World Allosaurus. There's also some Mattel stuff here, like the Fallen Kingdom Carnotaurus and the Thrash and Throw T-Rex, as well as a bunch of humans. In the center is the Chronicle Collectibles Breakout T-Rex, one of my first statues ever added to the collection. Next to that is some Amber Collection humans and dinosaurs, including the Dilophosaurus that ended up being a pretty hard to find figure. There's also the Legacy Collection Spinosaurus and the San Diego Comic-Con Dennis Nedry. On the top shelf, there is a couple of super colossal figures from Mattel, the Indominus Rex and Blue. There's also some Mattel stuff here scattered around, including the Hammond Collection Concavinator. There's also this really cool Jurassic World Dominion popcorn bucket that I got at AMC Theaters. Right in the middle, there's a Hasbro Jurassic World Dino Hybrid Indominus Rex with armor. Now we're going to move on to some more of the plastic shelves. Starting at the top of this one, there's another command compound with some humans around it. Next to it, there's two Lost World figures, the Stegosaurus and Carnotaurus. And there's a Series 2 Young T-Rex. Some of the other things here include some more cups, including a few Jurassic World ones. There's also a few button pins here, like one for the release of Jurassic Park 3 on home video. Moving a shelf down, there's a few Hasbro Jurassic World things in the back, as well as a Stegosaurus plush thing that moves. There's my PC copy of Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, still probably my favorite Jurassic Park game. And there's my copy of Warpath, and two really cool retractable pencils. Right in the middle is the sickest wallet on the face of the earth, and next to that are some erasers in the shape of dinosaurs. I'm not sure why you would ever want to go back to normal erasers after seeing these. And there's a pencil sharpener, and my copy of The Lost World Jurassic Park for PS1. Another shelf down, there's some Jurassic Park and World soundtracks, as well as the two die-cast Jeeps released by Jada back in 2015. Other notable things here are the two Tamagotchis and a Jurassic Park golf ball from Universal, because when I think Jurassic Park, I think golfing. In the back here is my PS2 copy of Operation Genesis. Fun fact, my original copy of Jurassic Park Operation Genesis for PS2 was traded into GameStop for World of Warcraft time cards by my brother. I still hold that against him to this day. On the bottom shelf, there's two Hasbro things, the Indominus Rex and Dino Hybrid version. There's a few more games, like Jurassic Park the Game and Lego Jurassic World. There's also some trading cards and a children's book for Lost World. On the left side is an open Jurassic Park 3 animatronic Spinosaurus, which is standing on top of two dinosaur field guides, including the original Jurassic Park Institute version. Moving another shelf over, starting at the bottom, there's a few Mattel things and Jurassic Park for Sega Genesis, as well as a large box for the Chronicle Collectibles Breakout T-Rex. Next shelf up is one of my many open bull T-Rexes. Here soon you'll see a lot more. Don't ask me why we have so many of them. There's also these cool birthday cups that I just got for my birthday. I believe they are from Party City. There's also some more Mattel stuff. Next shelf up, in the back, there's the Jurassic Park 25th Anniversary calendar, and there's some open Kenner and Hasbro figures, and the bulk of my Pops figures. There's also a few Mattel things, like the Suchomimus. On the top shelf is more Mattel stuff and some Matchbox sets, though there are a few Kenner humans here as well. So now there's these three plastic shelves against the wall, which are primarily dominated by Mattel figures, though there are Kenner humans here and there. But most of it is Mattel. I'm going to just briefly go over these, just pointing out some notable things. On the first shelf, there's some Mondo pins and two in-box Legacy Collection Spinosaurus figures. A lot of this stuff is going to storage here soon, to make way for some new larger shelves. On the middle shelf, there's the open Mosasaurus and the super colossal T-Rex on the bottom. On the furthest shelf, there's some Hasbro things, and some of the RC cars they released around Jurassic World back in 2015. So yeah, just a bunch of different things from all over the place, and there's even a Jurassic Park sleeping bag. Moving onto this board along the wall, there's a bunch of Kenner carded figures. Another fun fact, most of my Series 1 humans I got in one lot on eBay. Back in the day, I would spell Jurassic Park wrong on purpose to get different search results, and there was an auction with about 8 to 10 of these Series 1 humans. I got all of them for $40. Spelling Jurassic Park wrong netted me a few good things in my collection for cheap. Okay, and next is this little shelf back here that has a few cool things on it, including the large Lego Indominus set that's sort of buried back there. There's some Mattel things and Kenner and Hasbro on pretty much every shelf. Really quick, there's also a full display of Hasbro Jurassic World figures here near the floor. I think I called this the Wall of Shame or something in my last video tour, and that still stands. Next are these 4 large shelves on the wall, mostly filled with open Kenner figures and some Hasbro. On the lowest shelf, starting on the left, there's 2 posable Spinosaurus figures and a bunch of young T-Rex figures, as well as some larger Kenner herbivores, including the Series 1 Stegosaurus. In the middle, there's the Lost World Parasaurolophus, and some more Cyclops Raptors, and the Series 2 Capture Cruiser that I got in a yard sale next to my grandma's for like $3. In the back here you can also see my copy of the Xbox version of Operation Genesis, and a few more Kenner and Hasbro figures. Next shelf up is where a ton of my Velociraptors are located, including both Series 1, The Lost World, Chaos Effect, and the 1999 dinosaurs. There's also another one of my Chaos Effect Thrasher T-Rexes, and the new 30th Anniversary Brachiosaurus LEGO set. Here you can also find my Open Series 2 Demon Carnotaurus and a random Legacy Collection set from Mattel, and more Kenner figures. Moving on down, there's 2 in-box Jurassic Park 2009 Bull T-Rexes. I got these in 2011, right when they were disappearing from store shelves. 2011 marked the point I got back into collecting. In front of them are some Hasbro Spinosaurus figures and a long row of Kenner Pachycephalosaurus figures, ending with some Dimetrodons. Next shelf up is a T-Rex heavy shelf, with the 2009 Bull T-Rex, 2 Red Rexes, 2 Thrasher T-Rexes, an Omega T-Rex, and 4 Lost World Bull T-Rexes. There's also some smaller figures from Kenner and Hasbro below them. On the top shelf there are a few more things, like the in-box large Pachycephalosaurus and another LEGO Jurassic World set. Next to them are the 2003 Showdown figures from Hasbro, probably the best figures they ever released. I actually have 2 Allosaurus ones, with one of them being a gift from my grandma. To the left of them are box samples of the Hasbro Indominus Rex and Dino Hybrid version, as well as some more open figures in front of them and the electronic Velociraptor from Jurassic Park Dinosaurs. Now we're moving on to the last bigger area of the collection. The top shelf has my VHS copy of Jurassic Park, the Lost World Utah Raptor, Camo Extreme Canyon T-Rex, a Red Rex, and 3 more Bull T-Rexes. This Red Rex was the one I used for my very first YouTube video. There's also this Lost World T-Rex puppet on the end. On the next shelf, there's the T-Rex statue that came with the first Blu-ray release of Jurassic Park, some more Kenner and Hasbro Raptors, the 2009 Bull T-Rex, and just some more open figures. There's also 2 Series 2 Baryonyx figures and a Gallimimus. You can find my movie ticket stubs here as well. And here's my large display of many more carded figures from Kenner and Hasbro. Notables here include the 2004 KB Toys Jurassic Park Dinosaurs, Human and Dinosaur packs, and my Lost World Velociraptors, one with the normal yellow eye and the rare green eye variant. I also have all the Camo Extreme Dinosaur 2 packs here, and this buy one get one free Jurassic Park 3 set. So the rest of my collection is either in storage, like these tubs and boxes here, or on this back shelf, which is mostly all Mattel figures. There's also my recently acquired Kenner and Hasbro Toy Fair catalogs. These were the exact ones used for the site JP Toys. And I have this table here that my Spiral Studio King Ghidorah sits on that has a few more things on it, like the Hammond Collection Giganotosaurus. And there's even more things stored below it, including the San Diego Comic-Con Hammond Collection Outhouse Chaos set. I also have this box that was used by Kenner for shipping Red Rexes in 1993. So that's my Jurassic Park collection. I know I skipped over things, and might have straight up missed a few things too. If there's anything I didn't talk about that you want any info on, just mention in the comments below. I'll probably do another one of these videos in another year or two, as we are always adding more and changing things. So I hope you enjoyed this look at my collection. Thanks for watching and see you next time.